Hi everyone, it's Zoe here from Living with a Sleeve. I just wanted to jump on today to have a chat about New Year's resolutions, about goal setting for 2018. And something that I'm super passionate about that I wanted to discuss with you was why you should choose non-weight related goals for this year. So I know most of us have a number and we write it down at the beginning of the year and we say, by the end of the year, I want to be X kilograms, but today I want to talk about why I don't think you should do that and what else you should do instead. So there are a few main reasons why you shouldn't choose a weight loss related goal. The main one is you are not your weight. Even though you have had weight loss surgery, or maybe you are having weight loss surgery, that isn't you. Weight loss surgery, your sleeve isn't you. And focusing on that weight all the time and focusing on your weight loss surgery 100% of the time can actually drive you nuts. What I want you to do instead is think about all the other things that are you. So you don't want to lose yourself this year while you're focusing just on the number on the scales. I also want it to be long-term change that we're going for. So if you are thinking about a weight loss goal, it's just really harking back to that diet sort of behavior. And we know that diets don't work very well in the long term. And I'm sure that you've done probably thousands of them to date and they haven't really worked well. So you have the opportunity, now you've had a sleeve or you're going to have a sleeve, to make a change and to think about it from a different point of view. If you're thinking about a number, you're probably going to think about, well, once I get to that number, everything's going to be okay. Or I'm going to do everything I can just to get to that number. But what you forget about is the process. So we get too focused on the outcome and we forget about the process. It's much better to choose goals where you're thinking about the process. What are you going to do every day that is going to help improve your life, help you make the most of your surgery, help you to live the best sleeved life that you can? So instead of just choosing a number, I want you to choose things that you will do every day, because we know that focusing on little things that you do every day makes you much more successful than just focusing on things that are happening down the track. A little bit more on the downsides of scales and weighing yourself all the time as well. I'm really trying to encourage people, and we've had this discussion in the Living with a Sleeve community about how to get away from weighing yourself every day and the importance of getting away from weighing yourself every day. I know some people in the group, in the community, have said that they even weigh themselves twice a day, and so for them a start is just to bring it back to once a day. The main reason, again, if you're focusing on the number on the scales, you're probably missing out on all the other things. So the number doesn't tell you everything. It doesn't tell you, whether or not you're fitter. It doesn't tell you whether or not you can do something that you couldn't do before, like cut your toenails, I don't know, whatever it is. It misses that out. And what it can do is just make us super focused on the number and beat ourselves up if that number goes up by even 100 grams. When you weigh yourself every day, you get a lot of noise. So you get a measure of whether or not you're hydrated, whether or not you've gone to the loo that day, what clothes you're wearing, what time of day it is, and you don't get a good picture of what's actually happening. So instead, what I like to do is weigh only once a week at the most. Ideally, once a month or so is even better. It is still good to keep an eye on things and to have some way of sort of measuring your progress, but you can tell just by your clothes, by the way you feel, you can tell whether or not your weight's going up and down and whether or not you need to adjust things. And if you're feeling great, but you're 1 kilo away from that magic goal, who cares? If you're feeling great and everything is working really well for you and you're getting more out of life, then I don't think the number on the scale should define that. So What I wanted to talk about now is how do you choose those other goals? What kind of things can you put down to make the most of 2018? I like really practical goals. So it might be something like I'm going to actually sit down at the table and make time for my meals. It might be that I'm going to time myself until I am consistently taking 20 to 30 minutes to eat my meals. It might be that you're going to make sure that you're drinking your water every day so that you're not mistaking thirst for hunger. It might be that maybe you're going to say, before I eat, I'm going to ask myself if I'm actually hungry or not. Because if you're eating when you're not hungry, we know you're going to eat for other reasons and you're probably eating more than you need. It might be that you want to include some strength training 2 to 3 times a week. It might be that you want to consistently every week increase your average step goal, your average steps for the week. There are so many different things that you can put down that will mean that if you can get those habits right, the weight loss will take care of itself. So you don't need to focus on the number, you want to focus on what you're actually doing. And what I would also suggest is that you have some goals down there that have absolutely nothing to do with your weight or your health or your habits, your weight loss surgery, like sleeve habits. Choose something else that you can also focus on. So whether it's maybe family or education or something at work, career-wise, have something else as opposed to just focusing 100% on weight loss and your surgery. So I hope that has been helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you think I'm totally balmy, you pop it in the comments. I don't mind, I won't take offense. If you agree with me, if there's something that you think you're going to try, I would love to hear from you. I will publish a post on Monday about this topic as well. But what I can tell you is that in the community group when we had this discussion on Monday, we had lots of people in there choosing to focus on goals such as only weighing every 2 days to start with, or only weighing once a week, or focusing on their education, or focusing on slowing down, or going out and buying smaller plates. And I honestly think that they're going to be the most successful people because they're focusing on what they can do every single day rather than on the number on the scales that they want to see at the end of the year. So I hope this makes sense. If you agree and you want to share it among your friends, go for it. If you want to hit like, send me a comment, absolutely. If you want to maybe comment but don't want to see have it in front of everybody else there, send me a direct message or an email at zoe@zoewilsonnutrition.com, and hopefully I will see you soon. All right, have a fantastic 2018, everyone. I'll be in touch.